Hey everyone, this is the tutorial for the Polaroid project. So what we're going to be doing is taking select images and you're going to be making a collage out of the shapes of Polaroids. So a white border and a square. And I'm going to walk you through the steps. So I have my image that I'm going to be using. You'll see it appears as a background layer on the layers panel with a little lock next to it. So first thing I'm going to do is unlock it by clicking on the lock. Okay, now to get this file open in Photoshop, instead of dragging it, I went to File, Open, and then selected it from my hard drive, or from my computer. Okay, we're going to make a background for this. So I'm going to go to the little circle on the bottom of the layers panel and select solid color. I'm able to select any color that I want, and you can always change this color later, so don't worry if you don't end up liking it. It's not a major decision you need to make right now. So I'm going to drag this now beneath my picture layer. And just for the sake of the video and just for organizing too, I'm going to name these layers. To name a layer, you just double click on the text, and I'm going to name this photo. And I'll double click on the color fill 1 text and I'll name it background. So now I have two different layers, my background layer, my photo layer. Can't see my background layer right now because the photo layer is on top of it. Next, making another layer. I'm going to click the new layer button on the bottom of the layers panel. It's a little plus sign. The new layer appears above the active layer. Okay, I went over this in class, but if you have a layer that's active, you'll know that it's active because it will have a highlight. Alright, so right now my background layer is active, as you can see. So if I hit the new layer button while my background layer is active, the new layer will be created above the background layer. So click there. Now I'm on my new layer that's going to be called inside. So this is the clipping mask layer. The photo is going to go inside of the shape that I make. To make the shape on the inside layer, I'm going to grab my rectangular marquee tool and I'm going to make a square that's going to be my Polaroid. To keep it square, I'm holding down Shift on my keyboard, and you'll see that by the width and the height dimensions there, that it stays a square. The proportions remain the same during my scaling of it. So I'll let go, and I'm going to fill this with a color. You can either right-click inside of it and go to Fill, or you can go up to the Edit menu and go to Fill. Either way. Now, what you're going to fill it with is going to be in the Contents drop-down. So you drop that down. You can select, I would just do 50% gray. It's right there. Doesn't really matter what color you fill it with, as long as it's filled with something so it can become a clipping mask. I will hit OK. Now I'm going to take my photo layer, right-click it, and create that clipping mask. It's now inside of the inside layer. To get rid of these marching ants that the rectangular marquee tool made, I'm going to hit Command D on my keyboard. I'm going to make another layer now. Clicking on the background layer, hitting the plus button, and I'm going to call this one outside. This is going to be the white border of my Polaroid. I'm going to drag out a rectangle, even on 3 sides, slightly larger on the bottom. I'm then going to fill it, so right-click, fill with white, because that is the border of the Polaroid color. Command D to deselect. Okay. I'm also going to apply a drop shadow to the outside layer by clicking on the FX button, clicking on drop shadow, and then manipulating the drop shadow with my options here. When I'm through, I can hit OK. Now before we start making copies of this Polaroid to make into our collage, I need to link the inside and outside layers. To do that, you click on one of them, the top one, the inside layer. You hold down Shift and click on the outside layer. That selects both of them at the same time. You can see what the highlight is on both of them. Now at the top of the layers panel, all the way on the right, directly across from where it says layers, there's these little lines indicating that there's a menu there. Click on the menu, and you're going to select New Group from Layers. Oh, I'm sorry. erase that. Not yet. I'm going to go to link layers. You're going to end up getting a little link here in both of them. That means they're attached now. So if I go to the move tool and move this around, I can bring my Polaroid anywhere I want in the picture. Now we will go to new group from layers, but this time we're going to select the photo inside and outside. I want all three of these to be in a new group. So I have the photo layer highlighted. I'm going to hold down shift, click on outside. Now all three of them have highlights. Click on the menu, new group from layers. It'll ask you if you want to name it something else. I'm going to hit OK. And look at your layers panel. Now you have a group. From here on out, it's pretty simple. It's just duplicating the layer, moving it around, making your collage. So to duplicate, you're doing Command J. You're going inside of the duplicate layer, you're selecting inside, which is then going to link outside layer 2, and it'll allow me to move it. Close it up, Command J, open it up, select inside, move it. Close it, Command J, open the new one, inside, move it. Okay. Now you can collage these any way you'd like. They can be kind of haphazard. It could be more structured and pattern-like I'm doing here, just kind of like putting them next to each other, but they can certainly overlap. You can hit Command T to make them larger or smaller. You can rotate them. As the requirements state, you'll need at least 15 of these Polaroids making up your collage, and you'll know when you're done when it looks good. When you feel like it looks good, then you're done. Hope this helped. Good luck on the Polaroid project.